What is going on, guys? It's KingTutsPro and welcome back to the second part of my banner tutorial or gaming banner tutorial. So where we left off was making our background, putting it together and making it look nice, and adding a black overlay, decreasing the opacity so it's not too too bright, just to make the background a little bit dark so the text could pop out a little bit more. And the text is the next part. So we're gonna go ahead and begin. But before we begin, can you please, do a little favor and leave a rating below, because that'll be much appreciated. It means you guys want to watch more of these videos, in the future. So just keep that in mind, please. And also leave a comment if you guys want videos like this, or if you want to leave a video suggestion. All right, cool. Once we've done that, we're gonna go ahead and, once we've done everything here. If you've seen my previous video, we're going to be here and we're going to be adding our text. Now the font that I'm going to be using is Telegraphico. So I'm going to go ahead and just type in my full name here. So it is Telegraphico Regular. I'll post the download for that in the description. So just keep that in mind. And what else I was going to say? Oh, I forgot to put the texture and the pattern. The links will be updated in my previous video. So I'm gonna go ahead and type in my name, Alberto. Let's make this smaller here, and then Morales, and that's not how you spell my last name. There we go. I think, did I spell that? I don't even know. All right, so we're gonna make that smaller like this, and I'm gonna do the same thing. Actually, let's keep that at 85. Yes, do the 85. And we want to keep the same font size for each of our text. Always make sure, because if you resize it and you don't have the same font size, it's gonna look really weird. So 80 is gonna look good. Or did I do 85? Yeah, let's do 85. No, 80. Let's do 80. 60, 70, 80. I think 80 looks good. And I'm gonna go ahead and name, or just put these together here. So like that, like so. So again, this could be your channel name or your whole name. It doesn't matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that this is, perfectly centered in the middle, of course. So what I do is I select my font, my text. I press Command A or Control A on a PC to select everything, and then I click this right here, and that will align it vertically, like this. So now once we've done that, we're gonna go ahead and apply a texture. So I'm gonna go over to File. Again, I'm gonna post the texture, the downloads for the textures in the description for you guys to download. Open it in Photoshop, so I'm gonna go ahead and look for it right now. Textures folder, and let's see, which one is it? Because I'm not very familiar with my textures. So let's go ahead and try this one here. It's the white grunge texture one, and I'm gonna go ahead and paste it on top, and I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger. And I just want it to, what I want to do is I want to make sure the texture is on top of my texture layers, or not my texture layers, my text layers. And because we're gonna be creating a clipping mask, which will clip it to our text, and it will only appear within the text itself. So, make sure the texture is all over our entire text, it's covering it. And we're gonna right click on our texture. I'm gonna go over to create clipping mask, because the text should be below the texture. And now you can see that everything's inside of our text. And, we could resize it, because I wanna resize it. Make it smaller so all the texture will be seen in there. And I wanna go ahead and do the same thing for our my last name. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this down here, and I'm going to make a, let's see, let me go ahead and go to texture. So there's only one on here, so I'm just going to hold Alt or Option and just drag it over, and then now there should be two, and you can see that there's now another texture on top of that, right? Oh, actually it should be here. There we go. Now I'm going to right click and create clipping mask, so there should be two here. As you can see, so that looks good. So now we should have texture. I'm gonna name that texture 1, and the other texture for my last name is gonna be texture 2. Now I'm gonna go ahead and group all of these together. So I'm gonna just put text text. And so you have bars here, which is just everything here. And by the way, I should actually crop these, actually delete the part of these images here. So I'm just gonna select this here, and I'm gonna press delete. I gotta make sure I select these. Delete, do the same thing for here and here. So what I did, I just pretty much selected everything here on the first top bar. And then I went to my game images folder and I selected each of the images and I just hit delete, and that will just delete everything within that little rectangular marquee tool. Same thing, I'm gonna go here and just do the same thing for the bottom half, or for the bottom part. And I'm gonna go ahead and press delete, go down right here, press delete, same thing for Batman, delete, and boom, you're done. And same thing for the texture. Let's see. Yeah. So I'm gonna do the same thing for the texture, and we don't need our gaming images anymore. So this is our big image, our big texture, our main texture that's on top of everything. We're gonna do the same thing. Just do select the top part and hit delete, and Command D to deselect, and then select the bottom, press delete, and now you should only have this part visible here. Cool. For some reason, I'm gonna have to make this bigger. Actually, no. I'm gonna make the bars bigger. That's the bottom bar because I deleted a little bit too much on the top part here. So I'm gonna just go like that. Same thing for the top bar. So if that happens, as you can see here, this is the transparent background. We don't want to see that, so I'm gonna just move it down like this so you can't see it. Cool, so now we have this right here, and it looks really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and save it. Make sure you save your work every time you do something like this. You should be saving your work every couple minutes or so. So cool, now we have our text, and now we're gonna import our logo. And in this case, I'm gonna be importing Connor's logo because he gave me permission to actually make a video on his channel as an example. So I'm gonna go over to File and Open. Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit, sounds a little bit weird, but oh well. I'm gonna go over to his, let's see if I have it. See logos. I gotta find it first. Let's see, projects. Oh, here it is, logo. So this isn't my logo. This is his, the one I made for him. So I'm gonna go back to my banner here and just paste it there, and I'm gonna make it smaller. Like this, and I want this logo to be centered in the middle of our channel banner. So I'm gonna go ahead and name that to logo. So I just renamed it, and I want that also to be below our texture, so it can give it that cool effect. And I want it to be bigger, so I'm gonna press Command T or Control T if you're on a PC. Hold Shift on any of the corners and Alt if you're on a PC or Option, and click one of the corners and drag, and that will make it bigger while keeping its position. So I want to go ahead and make it centered here perfectly. So that is perfectly centered over our banner. That means we got to reposition our text. So if we open up our text group, here's our name, my name actually, and my last name. So that looks good, and we're pretty much almost done. But we gotta create the top part, and that shouldn't take long at all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to View, and we're gonna go to Rulers or Command R or Control R, and we're going to go to View. We're gonna go to New Guide, and we're gonna position 50%, so vertically right here, and I'm gonna click OK, like that. And that's pretty much all we need, really, because we just want this part to be perfectly. And if your logo's centered perfectly, it should, fit this right here perfectly in the middle. It should be centered.